I got Team USA by 20 tonight. Don't at me and carry the hell on. Perk, perk, perk. Your statistics are suffering, but I do love these bold predictions. You do swing for the fences. I'm not going to start with you, though. I'm going to start with Stephen A. Stephen A., things obviously not going as people thought they would for Team USA. Do you think we should be panicking at this point?
I wouldn't say panic. It's exhibition. It already looks bad, but it is an exhibition, no question about it. What I would tell you is that individual players should be on high alert. They don't, no matter what they say, they care about how they're perceived. They care about their quote-unquote brand. They care about a lot of these things, particularly if you're somebody like Kevin Durant, who I believe is the best player on the planet when healthy. The bottom line is that if you lose something like this, no one ever wants to hear about you eclipsing LeBron again. They're not going to want to hear it. Yes, it's exhibition. It's Olympic play. It's not the NBA. But still, those kind of things are going to be counted against you, particularly when you're piggybacking off a season in which James Harden comes in there. He's not in shape. Kyrie Irving taking time off before he's back. Playoffs begin. He gets hurt. James Harden's never fully healthy during the postseason. You guys decide you don't really need a coach with any experience, so you okay Steve Nash coming on board. So many of these things are going to be brought up about KD. To a lesser degree with Lillard. Lillard's one of those dudes that I think he's a superstar. I think he's elevated his profile, et cetera, et cetera. We all view him a bit differently than we used to, and we should because he is a mega star. The flip side to it, again, is that when we look at this team and we see KD and Damian Lillard, but y'all lost, to some of the players on Argentina and Nigeria before that. That's a bad look.
Yeah, it is panic time. I mean, when I say panic, I don't mean run around like a chicken without a head, but yeah, you got to be super concerned right now if you're Team USA. There's a reason they've never lost 2 exhibitions in a row until now. Not only is the rest of the world caught up for a variety of reasons, they're getting better at basketball. It's the fastest growing team sport in the world. It's the best sport there is, let's face it. And as a result, the gap has narrowed. The rules favor lesser teams, like a closer three-point line. When things are made a little easier, it means that talent is leveled a little bit because you don't have to be as talented to do certain things. Okay, so there's an example on the margins that levels things a little bit. These international teams they're playing have 4 or 5 sometimes guys who are NBA-ish, sometimes half a dozen players who are NBA-ish type talent, either NBA or EuroLeague, kind of level talent, like very high-level talent. And more importantly, they've been playing together for years. They make multi-year commitments to their national teams. So if you were to take an all-star team in the NBA, let's say not all starters, 3 starters and 2 reserves, because that's the kind of team we sent. We didn't send Steph and Harden and Kawhi and LeBron and KD, right? That team couldn't lose if they tried. We didn't send 5 MVPs. We sent, some all-star starters and some reserves. If that team just got together, practiced for a couple weeks and had to play a team, even if it wasn't a playoff team, but an NBA team that had been playing together for a couple of years, they might lose. They might lose some games. That's possible. That's why in the NCAA tournament, a lot of one-and-done type teams don't usually win the whole thing unless it's a Kentucky team that has the number 1 and 2 picks in the draft. That's not the kind of team we sent this time. So without an absurd everyone on the team is an MVP caliber player type team, we're playing teams that play together and who want it more. And for the first time ever, have lost 2 exhibitions in a row.
Well, here it is. I'm not going to say it's time to panic because they have too much offensive firepower. They're too gifted offensively. I will say this, though. They have to get better on the defensive side of things. And when I look at the defensive side of things and watching Team USA, it's a reflection on who? And we have to address the elephant in the room, and it's Greg Popovich, right? In these last 2 games, he has been getting out-coached. He has done a poor job of having these guys prepared for these games on the defensive side of things. And to take it to another level, what I just don't understand, and I'm not going at Greg Popovich as a person, I'm talking about as a basketball coach and being part of a basketball coach, just like we hold players accountable with their media, the way that they address the media, and we talk about how sensitive players are. That interview that he did last night and the disrespect that he showed towards Joe Varden last night was flat out ridiculous. I mean, the man was doing his job. Greg Popovich, he should have been mad at himself. He should have went screamed at himself. He talked to the man like he was a child. When was the last time Greg Popovich done something? When Tim Duncan was there, Kawhi Leonard left. Well, Kawhi Leonard left and showed the world that I don't need Pop. I can go win a ring on my own. But besides all that, listen, here it is, okay? Greg Popovich has to humble himself. We watch all-time great coaches like John Thompson be one of the class act guys when it comes to the media. We watch Red Auerbach be a class act guy when it comes to the media. Y'all take light to Greg Popovich and those little comments he be making to the media and saying, "Oh, that's just Pop." I take it as a sign of disrespect. Just like we hold players accountable and say that they shouldn't be sensitive. It's their job to do the media. It's also head coach's job to make sure that they meet the requirements to do the media.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.